guys, so big news here that broke earlier today pertaining to Kahiem Dixon. His agent came out and said that Cowan Dixon is on the radar of a number of Brooklyn clubs and is likely to be on the move this summer. Now that's really a big thing for those who has been following Kahiem Dixon from the schoolboy league, even from last season. You know that he is definitely an exceptional talent. He's definitely worked hard to get to where he's at right now. He's currently 19. Last year, this is last year in schoolboy football. He's currently contracted to Arnett Garden. He's had recent call-ups to the Reggae Boys team against Trinidad and also in the previously concluded Nation League in Jamaica. He helped Jamaica to finish third in that competition. As you can see, he's definitely having a very good stage in terms of just a young man coming from high school and then getting that exposure at such a tender age. That's extremely wonderful, and that is how it should be, because at the end of the day we have to give these kids the opportunity, because that's how it's been done in Europe, in USA, all over the world. And us as Jamaica need to do that more, to allow these younger guys to get the exposure so that they can eventually be marketed more and then potentially go overseas at a young age and get themselves a career. This was an article from the Cleaner. This time I can confirm that clubs from Belgium, Denmark, Portugal and Major League are tracking Dixon and have stated their interest in the player. The expectation is that he'll eventually transfer abroad in the summer, but we're still evaluating different possibilities, Cowan said. That's his agent. I've personally had the opportunity to watch Dixon, and I can tell you that he's definitely an amazing talent. I think the first game I saw with him was against Glenmore. And at halftime, I saw where he went and just sit by himself, and he was definitely in the zone out. And the players was talking to him, and he was just showing minimal no response to them, and was just in his zone basically. And I saw that and I said, this is a good player that evaluated that he never had a good first half. There's really nothing to have a chit chat about. Just sit, listen, and to see how best rewind what you did in the first half and how much you can make yourself a better player in the second half to help your team. And that was just what I got from him. I remember we also saw him when I went to Portugal to watch the CC game and Cardinal College, the two CC crashing together. And he scored in that match. And I remember the celebration was kind of wild because he took his shirt off and was very excited. And at the end of the game, I remember Lenny Hyde, the coach for CC, did an interview where he was saying that he had, I think it was 2 or 3 jokes in which he didn't score, and he wasn't happy about it. Pure joy that he had, just making sure that he was on the score sheet. That's the type of player that he is, always trying to make sure that he's helping his team by doing his job, is being a striker and getting on the score sheet. I remember also we went to the finals in Kingston, and at the end of the game, Lenny Hyde was again saying something regarding to the type of player that Dixon is, and he was saying that he's the type of player that if he doesn't score, he doesn't feel well. He's just not happy. He always wants to get on the score sheet, and he went on to elaborate that he was good friends with his father, which is Lenny and his father, because they used to play together in Boystown, and that was the same mentality his dad had. You always want more from the game, you always want to give it your all, and that is Kahiem Dixon. I feel like anybody out there that's watching this should take some blueprints from Kahiem. I know obviously he not make it yet, he's not a superstar yet, but you can definitely see the projection. It's looking good. and having the right mentality, definitely knowing that he's a ghetto youth does help, because he's more hungry than most footballers or most high school students that's coming through the ranks. And I believe if you're looking out, this is definitely somebody you can take a couple pointers from and just try to add it to your catalogs of whether you want more motivation, whether you want to be more hardworking, whatever it is. Just take it all and execute. Most people at the end of the competition was saying, I hope that he has a good team, or has somebody good in his corner to ensure that the direction of choices, or the direction that he wants to go professionally, you know, it's spot on, because a lot of guys at this age do make the wrong choices in terms of where they want to play football, in terms of a lot of things. I'm glad that this happened. Like I said, it's all about hoping that it will eventually come through, and that the team continue to work hard for him. I mean, I'm so happy for him. I think it would be a great opportunity for him. This is not the final product of the type of player that I see or I want him to be. I know there's a lot more in the tank, but it's all about exposure. It's all about ensuring that his development is in the right place, and he's with the right persons, ensuring that his development is heading in the right direction. That's it for me, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe.